Hello and welcome. I'm Vincent Makori and this is Africa 54. The 22nd African Union Summit is underway Thursday in the Ethiopian capital Addis Ababa. Discussions on peace and security are high on the agenda following recent security concerns in South Sudan, Central African Republic and Somalia. In his opening speech at the summit, outgoing AU chairperson and Ethiopian Prime Minister Haile Mariam Desalegn emphasized the need for the two warring factions in the South Sudanese conflict to peacefully resolve the crisis that has the nation on the brink of civil war. Desalegn also spoke about the Central African Republic, where almost 1 million people have been displaced by fighting since the Muslim Seleka rebel group seized power in March 2013 in the majority Christian country. At least 2,000 people have been killed. Now, for more on the AU summit, VOA East Africa correspondent Gabe Joselow joins us live via phone from Addis Ababa. Hello, Gabe.
Hi, Vincent.
Now, there was a mention, of course, of these conflict areas, but was there any substance in the discussion? Can you give us some details?
Well, so far, the Peace and Security Council has basically reviewed the situations in both South Sudan and the Central African Republic. There haven't really been any substantive decisions made on how the AU might act to help resolve those crises. In South Sudan, a lot of the mediation is being done by the East African group IGAD, but there will be a summit on Saturday, a donors summit for the Central African Republic to help raise money for the African-backed peacekeeping force that's operating in the country. So that could actually produce some results that could have concrete improvements on the ground.
So this is more focused on the finances for the peacekeepers, but not so much about the humanitarian crisis that we're witnessing in the Central African Republic. That's right?
I think there might be an element that would also include humanitarian access. We haven't seen the format for this yet, but if it's anything like a similar fundraising effort for Mali that took place about a year ago, then you would see donations that come in from various countries within Africa, within the wider international community, that will be earmarked for certain endeavors, from humanitarian aid to actual military support. So I guess we'll have to see what happens on Saturday.
Many times people in Africa are very skeptical about the Africa Union Summit. What do you hear on the sidelines of this meeting? What are people saying?
Well, I think there's frustration that there isn't any more being done. Some people see that the AU has basically let IGAD, take control of the mediation for South Sudan, and in Central African Republic, it's also the local economic communities that are basically running the show in terms of peacekeeping. A lot of the familiar criticisms of the AU as kind of a toothless organization do rise up on this occasion. But we'll see what comes out of the bigger summit meeting tomorrow, and if there's any firm statements or firm action on to confront either of these conflicts.
We definitely are going to be checking in tomorrow. Gabe, thank you very much. VOA East Africa correspondent Gabe Joselow reporting live from Addis Ababa.